What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Big Things Kentucky, Season 3, Episode 3, Week 3, Coach. What's going on with you?
What's going on, man? I'm Coach Bew, my main man, Coach Truck in the building, Coach TV on assignment. Have no fear, Big Things Kentucky here. Coach, let me go and say this. I am currently leading right now in the standings. I'm putting it on you. I feel like I'm going to put this lead out even farther this week. I know you can pick it with your heart, not your mind.
Hey, before we get started, I do want to apologize to my LCA Eagles. Like I say, call me Mr. Eagle, baby. I had a moment, a little lapse of judgment.
Hey. No, you had no faith and no trust in the Eagles. I don't know what you call yourself doing on Twitter and on Instagram. It's trash to me. We ain't right. We don't need you. You ain't been with us. Don't join with us now.
Hey, man, I'm all in now. I told you, call me Mr. Eagle, baby. I'm flapping my wings right now, baby. I'm flapping my wings, Coach.
We can call you the Eagle with no wings is what you are, because you ain't flying nowhere, buddy.
Well, man, before we get started in Week 3, let's take a look at Bluegrass Prep's ranking. All right, Coach, man. Week 3. Here we go, Coach. First up, we got Martha Lane Collins versus Madison Southern. Now, this is a district game as well for Madison Southern. Madison Southern, they 1-1. Pulaski put it on us, but that's all right. We getting ready for Martha Lane Collins, Coach. I'm going to tell you right now, talent's up. I'm going with Madison Southern, Coach. We back on track.
Coach, you know I love Madison Southern, Coach, but I got a feeling Martha Lane Collins is going to come up here and get the W. Coach, give me Martha Lane Collins for the win. All right, Coach. Up next, we got Ashley coming to the boat, Coach. Bourbon County coming off a tough loss, Coach, last week. I picked the gifts, no offense, Bourbon County. Coach Truck may be the kiss of death. I keep telling y'all, pay attention to his picks. Watch him. You got to watch him. But, Coach, I ain't going to lie. I like Bourbon County this win. Okay, Coach going to turn around. I love Bourbon County, what they do. Nice athletes down there. Coach, give me Bourbon County this week.
Coach, man, I love my Colonel. Let me preface that. I love my Colonel. I love what Coach Jones is doing.
Here it comes.
But, Coach, man, I'm just letting you know, Ashland is big physical. You know, they coming down here with that. You know, they like to play physical there. So, man, I think Ashland going to be a little too much for Bourbon County. Give me Ashland. All right, Coach, man. Up next, I'm going to have to be at this game because it's my daughter's senior night, Coach. We got Lafayette going to Bryan Station. So I will be in the corner of the defenders as we bring Lafayette in, and we look to go 2-0 in the city, baby. Give me the defenders, Coach. And happy senior night to all the cheerleaders. We will be there.
All right. Shout out to my goddaughter, Karen. Graduate, man, time flew by. It's just like it just a couple years ago. She was sitting in my living room crying because she didn't want to be bothered with nobody, including you. But it's good to see. Coach, man, I love Coach Shaw, what he's doing over there. He's just young, man, young. But I'm riding my defender station, Coach, with the big win.
Hey, man, last week they looked real good, man. That 1-2 punch of Matias Taylor and Joey Bond, man, them two little scat bags out. Hey, and Terry Mulder is growing into a quarterback, man. Station is a team to watch out for, man.
I like Station, I really do. How they play Scott County and how they played against Sage Creek. I'm riding with the defenders right now. They got the hot hand. Up next, Coach, we got Madison Central going to Dixie Heights. 6A matchup here, Coach. Who you like in this game?
Coach, man, you know, Roll Tribe. Hey, we getting confidence. Got a big win over Lafayette. Now, like you always say, it's hard to go up there and get you a win, especially up north, man. But, hey, I'm feeling Roll Tribe, baby. Let me go Madison Central on this one, Coach.
Hey, man, Coach Collins' son had a great game for Madison Central last week. They're looking to keep that going. But, Coach, I ain't going to lie. Give me Dixie Heights with this.
Up next, Coach, we got the Great Crossing Warhawks traveling my Dunbar Bulldogs, baby. We 2-0. Impressive win over West Jessamine. My interim city champ pick. You know, Coach Wes Johnson and Jake from State Farm Smith. You know, my man Cole McElroy doing his thing, Funky Cole Medina. You know I'm going with my Bulldogs, Coach.
Coach, man, I'm telling you, like, it's Great Crossing. And y'all keep coming at me. But I'm telling you, y'all just young, man. You give yourself some time. You'll be all right. I like what you're doing. I like your energy down there. Trey Cone, shout out to him and other cats. But let me go with my guys over there, the Dunbar, Coach Johnson, which Coach Johnson, once again, I've been riding with you for a long time. Give me Dunbar.
Hold on, what you mean by you've been riding for him for a long time? What you trying to say, Coach?
All right, Coach, up next we got my guys over there at Lexington Catholic taking on my Taste Creek Commodores. Taste Creek coming off a tough loss last week to Bryan Station. Was playing them tough all through the game to the third or fourth quarter, ended up giving up a big lead, letting Bryan Station pull off the big win. Lexington Catholic, Coach, what can I say? Lexington Catholic stays consistent and came off a tough loss against LCA, which I picked, and you picked against LCA once again, Coach.
All right, we had that last-second field goal to get the win, Coach.
Hey, the Riverboat Gambler comes through again. Your guy, Doug Charles. Coach, in this one, I got to ride with Catholic. I think they come back. Coach Nigel Smith will come and get some boys back on track.
Yeah, I'm at the ride with the same way. I'm going to go with Lexington Catholic on this one. I just feel like Taste Creek is still young. There's going to be some growing pains this year. And Coach Smith's let everybody know, you better get me this year. Because if you don't get me this year, I'm wreaking havoc next year, Coach. Next, we got my LCA Eagles, baby. My Eagles fly, War Eagles. I'm all with you, Anthony Johns. I'm sorry, baby. I had a moment of weakness. Taking on Williamsburg, Coach. We got to travel to Williamsburg. The Riverboat Gambler, man, you know what? It don't even matter. Let's go LCA, Coach.
Coach, I ain't going to lie. This may be our first official RC Cola game of the year. LCA run away with it big, Coach. Let me see. LCA Williamsburg. Give me LCA, Coach.
Running clock.
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach. Yes, sir. I'm right there with you. Yeah! That's my eagle call, Coach.
Is the eagle in the trap or something? What's wrong with it? Is he dying? Is he shot? All right, Coach. Up next, we got Somerset taking on Russellville. I'm going to make it the second official RC Cola game of the week. We should run it. My guy, Kaya Stern, doing his thing, looking in mid-season form. You know, he just getting started. Coach, give me Somerset big over Russellville.
Yes, sir. Coach Lucas got my jumpers doing what they do. Yes, sir. We still riding, baby. Give me Somerset. Hey, that collision course is set, boy. It's going to be hard when my Eagles take on my Broad jumpers, Coach.
I think they both be undefeated coming in.
Up next, Coach, you know, man. My Cardinals, you know, I picked them. It was rough, man. Rough week for my GRC Cardinals. We ain't got S3E3 rolling just yet. But GRC's on the road to Louisville to take on Ballard, Coach. Let's go, Cardinals. But I'm taking Ballard, Coach.
Pitiful.
Coach, that's
I'm
two hard
like
games in a row.
GRC, hey, Coach Lucas don't know he this schedule. He showed it. I know he's cool with them cats up there, so he had to schedule this game. But man, oh man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you like this: Azzy, 30 carries on 143 yards. I don't know if Azzy hit that 3K, but he's gonna work his tail off to get it. But believe me, with a shortened season and stuff, but man, that's a lot of carries for the first game of the year. You know what I'm saying? So, in balance led by Brandon Mulaney, who had 10 tackles in one game, Coach. This is on 10 tackles in one game. So I'm about to go Ballard with this one, Coach. Give me Ballard.
All right, so, Coach, man, this week we're going to take our spotlight and shine it on Jessamine County as my East Jessamine Jaguars, dominant in the county, takes on crosstown rival, and some would say little brother West Jessamine.
All right, Coach. So what we got a chance to do, first up, we talked to Coach Scott Marsh, new coach of West Jessamine, and he spoke about the rivalry. We got Coach Scott Marsh joining us today from West Jessamine, first-year coach. Coach Marsh, how's it going there?
It's going well, guys. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Now, Coach, man, welcome to Big Things County. Coach, introduce yourself to everybody. Let us know about you, Coach.
Well, my name is Scott Marsh, and born and raised in Ashland, and graduated from Ashland High School and played for my dad, Vic, there. He was a longtime head coach there at Ashland, and played at Moorhead. And you know, after that, kind of went on a coaching odyssey there, went to coached in Central Florida for a few years, and bounced around. The last 16 years I've been in Indianapolis, which is my wife's hometown. You know, so just been able to be a few different places and learn a whole lot. And just really fortunate, I think, to have settled in Nicholasville and with the folks at Jessamine County.
The coach, man, like I say, you've been in some football hotbeds. You had a lot of success in Indiana, state championship schools you coach. What made you take on this chore of trying to turn around a team in West Jetton who finished 0-10 last year?
It was just a situation where I think we were itching to get back to Kentucky and kind of be halfway between my wife's family and my family. When we saw that this job was open right before Christmas and wasn't tremendously familiar with Central Kentucky. I'm from Eastern Kentucky and went to Moorhead and spent a lot of time in Lexington and have a bunch of relatives in Lexington. But, we knew that just Jessamine County is just a wonderful place to live. We came down here and looked at things and brought the kids down. I've got 4 kids and 2 of them are in the high school with me. So, we really couldn't find anything to have anything. We couldn't find anybody that could tell us anything bad about living here, so we thought, this would be fun. This would be a fun challenge. And it's a challenge I've taken on before. We're trying to, taking over programs that haven't been super successful. And, so I don't shy away from it. And I think we're having fun so far.
All right, Coach, man. Now, what's the biggest thing taking on a program and having to change that culture?
That's a great question. And really, I think that, you kind of, when you take on programs, and, like I was telling you guys earlier, is that this is the 3rd time I've taken on a program that was winless the year before. And I think really what you have to do when you come in, no program is doing everything bad. That's so you got to find those things that they're doing well. You've got to accentuate those. Obviously, you've got to put your system in. And really, to be honest with you guys, I think the number one thing you have to do is before you can coach your kids, you have to coach your coaches. And I think you've got to find a staff of guys that are willing to work, that love kids, love football, are willing to put in countless hours. And you've got to coach those guys up because you're not going to be able to do it by yourself, And then once you get your coaches, because really the way kids learn, I don't care whether it's on the football field or in the classroom, kids learn through continuity. If they're hearing a different message from you than they're hearing from me, and a different message from Coach Buford than they're hearing from you, Thomas, then there's no opportunity for growth there, And so I've always thought, man, we got to get in. We've got to get the coaches on the same page. When the coaches are on the same page, that translates to the kids. And then everything else you can build incrementally,
I know you have a lot of tools to work with, Coach. How's it been?
Yeah, we do. We've for stepping into a program like this, I've really been blessed with some pretty talented, skilled athletes. And, in the case of Jackson, I'll start with him, because he's a senior. He's a kid that, quite honestly, he's one that a lot of these colleges around here need to be looking at. He's just had kind of some of the unfortunate luck of playing on some teams that weren't real successful. But I think now that, that we've got somebody that can get him the ball and we can do some different things with him, I think people are seeing, what kind of an athlete this kid really is, because he is tremendous and he's been integral to our throw game, our run game. He's the real deal. He really is. And then, Jacob Jones obviously is, he's just a sophomore. He's played exactly 2 high school football games. And so he's so supremely talented, and the game kind of comes mentally, it comes easy to him, and I think that's a product of his, his upbringing. But he's such a smooth thrower and just excited to have him for the next 3 years, and we can keep building and keep building and keep building. Because he's a special, special player.
Now, Coach, on the defensive side, you led by a couple of kids here. You got Hunter Chaston, you got Caden Dolan, and, of course, your son, Luke Marsh.
Yeah.
How's it being able to coach your son, and what do you expect out of this defense this year?
Yeah, it's interesting. I played for my dad as well, and we were lucky enough in 1990 when I was playing for him to win a state championship at Ashland, and those years of football, those 3 years were, 3 of the most cherished years of my life. Now that I'm kind of older and have kids of my own, to look back at that, and so to be able to do that with your own son, it's unbelievable, and those 3 kids you mentioned, and Luke, really, they bring a physical presence, to our defense. If we keep doing anything, if we're doing anything well right now defensively, and even really, last week against Dunbar, we're doing a pretty nice job against the run. and we're playing pretty physically at the point of attack. And I think, when you take over a program that has struggled in the past, that's the number one thing you got to be able to do. If you can build a physical mentality on defense and make it difficult to run the ball against you, you're going to give yourself a chance. You're going to give yourself a chance week in, week out. And, and so far I think we're on that, heading in that direction.
Now, Coach, being your first year here, dealing with COVID and everything else, and you feel like your team's behind a little bit where you normally want them to be at?
That's a great question, and it's kind of got a few facets to it. I think with the way that we weren't able to get out much in the summertime, you're able to teach some scheme and things like that. So I don't think we're behind from a scheme standpoint. Really, I think where we're behind, and probably not just us, everybody, being able to work with your linemen. Really, we only had 2 weeks in pads. And, I think everybody across the state, the line play is probably a little sloppy right now, just because those kids haven't been together for very long. It's hard to coach linemen when you don't have pads on, And, and then specific to us, I'm still learning these kids, and I'm still trying to find out, what some of them can do well, and what some of them aren't doing very well, So for us, from a personnel standpoint, and for me personally, we're probably a little bit behind some other teams just because I'm new and I'm still trying to figure out what we have personnel.
Coach, this is East week.
Yeah, it's my first go around with it, and you have to really walk the line. You can't hold these kids back. You can't turn it into just another game. It's not just another game, and if you try to do that, you're swimming upstream without a paddle, man, because these kids are amped up over this thing. But at the same time, you have to keep it in perspective. It's week 3. This season it's week 3. Normally it would be, week 6, but here we are week 3. And, there's still a lot of growth, not just from our team, but every team in the state right now has got a lot of growing to still do. So you have to kind of keep it in perspective between, hey, let's amp it up. This isn't a normal game, but at the same time, we've got to focus on our execution and doing things better than we did last week and that sort of thing too. So, we're kind of trying to walk that line this week with them.
What's the one thing that your Colts have to do to get this win over rival Jaguars?
Thomas, we've got to play physical. We've got to match their physicality, and that's what I'm excited to see out of our kids. Last week against Dunbar, we saw a bunch of speed, and that was good for us in the long run. Even though we took one on the chin, that's going to be good for us to have to play at that kind of speed. Now this week we're going to kind of put the game, those guys are going to put the game back in a phone booth. And, so we've had to go from one extreme to the other in 2 weeks. And that means different game planning and things like that. And so for our team being a young team, man, it's really good to be able to have to shift, our line of thinking here week to week and amp up our physicality and things like that, because that's what good teams have to do. You're going to see all kinds of, if you want to be a playoff team and you want to go deep, you're going to have to see all different styles and you're going to have to adapt. And, so this week we've got to adapt to that playing in a phone booth, and we've got to match their physicality because that's how they want to play.
Hey, Coach Marsh, man, really appreciate you joining us today. Wish you nothing but success on the first season here in Central Kentucky. Good luck on the big game every Friday night.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you having me.
Now, Coach, man, that sounds good. Coach Marsh is definitely seems like he's up for the challenge. But let's see what my man, Coach Bolin from the East Western Jaguars, feel about this week's game. My man, Coach Bolin and my East Western Jaguars. Yes, Coach, man, we back on track. This is West Week, Coach, man. We just wanted to drop in and check in on you, see how things is going out east.
Well, we're feeling pretty good about beating a really good Raceland football team. Kind of rebounded from that opening loss. And, Paintsville was in the state finals last year. So we got an acid test right off the bat. Found a lot of weaknesses that we need to work on. And our kids had a great week of practice last week. We bounced back. And I've said this for years. The biggest jump you make as a football team is from week 1 to week 2. Because you really don't know what you got until you put them in that pressure cooker and let them see where they're weak, and then show them on film and then work on those weaknesses, and then you can make a lot of adjustments and some big jumps. So we got to keep getting better. But that biggest jump happened last week. We played really well. had a chance to really put the game away and made a couple mistakes. But we're playing a lot better than we did week one.
Tell us starting off. That was a big win against Raceland down. I ain't gonna lie, I picked against you. Coach Truck tried to convince me to do it. I'm sorry I went against the other way because I knew better. But big win for you there. Man, what are your expectations for this year? What are you looking at with all the stuff been going on?
Well, hey, I told Coach Buchanan over at Mercer County, and I've been talking all year long, during all this stuff, and he's been a big part of getting it going and making sure everybody's doing what they need to do and pushing for everybody to, keep us pushing in the right direction. And I told him, as crazy as it sounds, one of the goals this year is just try to play 9 football games. Just try to keep your kids healthy. Do what you can. Unfortunately, it's not in our hands. I got a friend in coaching right now that said his team can't play this week because they got an outbreak at a nursing home. That's not the 16-year-old's fault. That's unfortunate. That's just how it goes. But the county was red, and that's out of their hands. So one of my goals is just to play as much football as we can this year. Let's just play and give these kids a chance to play and be high school seniors and juniors and get those years in. And if we win, that's great. We want to win the games. I'm not lying. We're playing for a championship trophy at the end of this season. But at the same time, I really want these kids to have a season. That's the big, big goal for this year is to let them have some positive experiences and get to play the year.
Well, Coach, you had an impressive year last year. 9-2, lost in the playoffs there on the one regular season loss. I mean, man, Coach, I was impressed. Now, you lost a lot of talent, Coach, but you're bringing back a lot of talent this year.
Yeah, we lost 2 1,000-yard gainers. And not many teams in the state can say they had 2 1,000-yard rushers last year. We lost Dylan Moore and Bellon Miles. And then Turner McCollin was our quarterback. And then one of our sneaky weapons that kind of didn't always get all the headlines was Jalen Taylor, and he was a phenomenal player. So we essentially lost our entire backfield. Our wing back, our halfback, our fullback, and our quarterback all graduated. But we've got some very capable backups that got some meaningful minutes last year. Donovan Motley took over at fullback. He's a much different player than Dylan. Dylan's a track star who is really fast. He's actually playing college football now at Eastern Kentucky University, and they moved him to slot receiver. So that tells you about his athletic ability. Turner was a real quick guy with a deceptive hand with the wing tee. Connor Darby's taking that place, and he's doing fairly well with that same thing. Threw a couple touchdowns the other night. We actually threw a touchdown on the first play of the game. I
was finna say, Coach, man, speaking for the receivers, we like, Coach, can we get a reverse or something, Coach? We tired of blocking, Coach.
I've got witnesses that we threw a touchdown on the very first play of the game the other night. And so Connor did well. Caleb Smith is back. He has a lot of experience at wide receiver. He's a big, tall kid who does a great job on the corner for us blocking and does a good job catching. He actually caught some passes this year for us, made a big catch in the Paintsville game, made a nice catch the other night on a slant pattern. So Caleb's a big part of our offense this year. We didn't have to have him as much last year because we had so much talent in the backfield. And then our big hammer this year that's really kind of come on, and I saw it coming, and I just kind of kept my mouth shut because it's like when you got a secret and you don't want anybody to know it, you kind of keep your mouth shut. But Tajee Jackson is a grown man. Tajee had 283 yards on Friday night, and in both games he's turned the corner and left the defenses, and Tajee's the real deal. And I really hope some colleges start taking a look. This kid's 5'10", 5'11", 210, and can fly, and he's really strong. He's a great kid, and he's really smart. He is the total package. But he was playing behind Valdon Miles last year, who was a 1,000-yard gainer. So, there just wasn't enough room in the backfield. But when Tajee got in, a lot of times in late situations, he would take a home run. He'd hit a home run for us and get an easy touchdown. So Tajee Jackson's been a real, real big surprise. And then Bryson Garrison Kelly is our wing back, and Bryson's doing a phenomenal job blocking on the edge and giving us what we need out there. So we're back in good shape. These guys haven't played as much football as those guys did last year, but we're feeling pretty good about our backfield this year.
Now, Coach, I'm speaking for Coach Buford as well. Tajee's no surprise to us. We've actually coached him when he was in Little League. We've actually watched him grow. He was a little punk back then, but it's always – we saw the potential in him. So it's good to see him doing big things.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell him hang on to the football.
Yeah, he does good things for us.
The coach on defense, you led by my guy DJ over there who led you on tackles last year. I know he missed the first game. I know you had quite a few injuries the first game, which made a difference. What do you expect out of DJ this year?
Well, we won the first game he came back. He was back Saturday. We played Saturday night, which was a little bit hard, and it was all about the COVID thing and adjusting the schedule. But He got to play Saturday night, and it instantly made us better. DJ's a leader on defense. He would be the equivalent of what a quarterback is to the offense as far as getting everybody set up, getting them lined up, bringing that presence. DJ played quite a bit as a sophomore, and then he never came out of the game on defense last year. He's our leading returning tackler. And so having him out for that first game kind of put everybody a little bit lost. And having him back last week was, man, that was big. He made a lot of big plays for us and put the defense in the right place. You got to have somebody out there making the calls, getting everybody lined up. And then when things start going bad, you got to have that leadership. And DJ brings that to the table for us. So DJ Jones is a big, big part of our football team right now.
Well, Coach, going into West Week, you know, this is always a big-time rivalry. How you keep the guys settled and handle this rivalry game?
Well, I have been telling them for the last, 5 or 6 years, it's a district game, and we want to win a rivalry game. But at the end of the day, our goal, what is our goal? Our goal is to win the district championship. Our goal is to advance to the playoffs. And if West stands in the way of that, then that's just got to be something we got to do. When I first started coaching, I'll be the first to admit, I thought we overhyped the game, and we put all our eggs in that basket, and we had to beat West. And we did some years, and we didn't some years. But what I found out was when the game was over, a lot of my kids checked out. Like, Coach, you told us to beat them, so we beat them, so now we're done.
Yeah.
Move on, and we're going to grow this program. We're going to win district titles. We can't look at West Jessamine as a Super Bowl. That's just got to be a game we play and go on. So I told the guys, there was only one thing I guarantee them every week is when we kick it off, it's 0-0, and there's 12 minutes left to go in the first quarter. That's all I guarantee them. It's going to be nothing. Somebody's got to go change the scoreboard. So our guys are just focused on playing another football game. We're going to have a little bit more intensity practice. We're going to be up in our step when we get on that field because we know they're coming after us. But at the end of the day, you still got to go play football, and there will be a game next week, and we got to kind of keep moving. So we've kind of checked it in, kind of kept it in check the last couple of years.
Absolutely.
Now, Coach, they coming into the cage. What's the one thing we got to do on our side to make sure we put the paws on them and handle this win?
Well, they've got a phenomenal quarterback in Jones. Some of you may remember Pookie Jones played quarterback at the University of Kentucky. If my memory serves me correct, he and I are about the same age. Early 90s, he played at Kentucky when I was playing at Eastern Kentucky University. But his son's phenomenal. He's got a real big arm. He's quick. I believe he's already had an offer from the University of Kentucky to play quarterback there. He's just a sophomore. He's going to be somebody a lot of people are going to be looking at, and you can tell it on film. He's got a lot of poise in the pocket. He's got a big arm, runs the offense very well. And then in 3 games, I can tell you without a doubt, the best player we will have seen is Jackson Green, the wide receiver, number 9 for West. He gets the ball and runs away from people. He ran a kickoff back on us last year for a touchdown. He's a 3-sport athlete, just a phenomenal player. He's big. He's got great hands. He's got great speed. At the end of the year, he may be the best player we see all year. So you got to really focus on the quarterback. He does a lot of good things, and then he's going to go to Jackson Green. So we've got a 2-headed monster we got to really, really get after this week. And, of course, they're going to bring an intensity to the table that we've got to match as well.
Coach, it was a great interview with both coaches, man. You can see how much this rivalry means to them. Coach, I'm going to have to go East Jessamine right now. Just right now, because West Jessamine is so young. I'm going to go with your Jaguars. Put your paws on them.
Yes, sir. I'm a second that one. You know, I like Coach Marsh. He got me hyped. I'm like, man, I think West going to be all right. But right now, baby, let's go East. All right, up next, Coach, our game of the week, Clash of the Titans. This the one hey, we always get this one started. Fredrick Douglass, my 85 Broncos. My man, Coach McKee, and my Scott County Cardinals, Coach. This one's going to be a barn burner.
Coach, I don't know what you're going to do. I know you're torn right now. You probably got your double-sided shirt on. You ain't slept in the last couple of days. You been up walking the floor. Your wife's asking what's wrong. Baby, I'm just torn right now. I think I know where you're leading there because I know where your heart is right now. Really, I know where your heart is. You all about what have you done for me lately is what you are. You what have you done for? That's you. That's you right there, Coach. But I'm going to step out here, Coach, and tell you right now. I think it's some chinks in the armor. I love Coach McKee, what he does down there. But, Coach, I'm riding 859 Broncos on this one, Coach.
Coach, man, ooh. We got my man Montego Jones doing big things, toting the note. Scott County seemed to show that, you know, that first week game against Bryan Station, they kind of worked out the kinks. I know my man, Coach McKee's ready. We want this one, Coach. We want this one. And they traveling to the Bird's Nest, Coach. Get my Scott County Cardinals, baby. Let's go. Red Heat, baby.
Wow. Wow, I'm shocked.
I think, man, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why, because I know them boys in Douglas is looking at me sideways right now. You know what I'm saying? But, man, they traveling on the road. They've only got one tough game under their belt. You know, that week, I think they need more game experience. But I just feel like Scott County got a little too much on them right now.
I'm shocked by this. I'm tongue tied. I'm lost for words. I have to say about this one, Coach. You okay about this?
That's my pick, Coach.
Mm-mm.
And if Douglas do win, it's motivation, Coach.
You already prepared for the flip. Okay, I got you.
I'll just let you know. Hey, man, unfortunately, this week we got two games that we were going to pick. Woodford County, they're on a COVID quarantine because of their game. They had an outbreak at Franklin County. And then Henry Clay, at the time of this taping, is looking for a game to substitute for Central Hardin, as they're on a quarantine themselves as well. So, Coach, man, we wish them the best of luck. Hope Coach Gay can fill that game. If not, you know, Henry Clay is starting on a 3-week bye. You know, I guess that's good for practicing, but at the same time, you want to get that game experience.
Absolutely. I feel bad for Henry Clay and for them kids over there. They've been waiting 2 weeks to play a game, and here it is, get canceled again. And it's tough right now seeing all these teams trying to get out here and get games because it's hard to find a game. Everybody's kind of limited what they can do. So, youth football trying to find some work. So, I wish Henry Clay luck. Coach Gay, the first season gets tougher and tougher for him, man. But I know Coach Gay will get them through. Man, as always, just be a living donor. I'm Coach Bew, my man, Coach Truck. Coach TB on assignment. Coach Truck, anything else?
Hey.